You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Serious about business.
Innovation, networking, and exhibitions all in one space. It's another staging of CME's Corporate Mingle. And today we are here at Eden Gardens Wellness Resort and Spa. I'm your host, Amita Pasadweb. Please stay tuned for highlights.
Now, Eden Gardens basically was started way back in 2008. However, we had a relaunch in 2014. Now, in the relaunch of the 2014, this is the present state that it is in. Now, we have what you call, what are the product offering, or what do we offer to our guests? We offer a spa, a fully contemporary spa. So for those of you who don't know, we have a fully contemporary spa that is not just the main, what you may call it, for example, massage and cosmetics and all of that. But a part of our spa has been licensed for therapeutics under the Cannabis Licensing Authority. And as such, we are one of those few persons, if any, that can practice massage therapy and all that kind of therapy, physiotherapy, utilizing the cannabis extract as it relates to persons who come in may have pains, challenges, muscle spasms, stuff like that. We actually have created products. We have 12 products from Medicanja, that is a subsidiary company, that is also used in this process. Now, in terms of restaurant, we have on location 2 of our own restaurant, which is the Tulips. Now, the Tulips is a casual dining, and basically you can come in here any hour of the day from 7 o'clock in the morning right through to 10 o'clock at night, and you can get any food in terms of your regular Jamaican fare or international fare. Then we have the Black Orchid, and the Black Orchid basically is the more, what you may call fine dining, where you can go, sit, and be pampered and treated like kings and queens. We also have a section for events. Accommodation is here. Of course, we have 22 rooms here, but we have also events. We are maybe the premier area for weddings. So those of us who are getting married or having an anniversary or want to have anything to do with a reception as it relates to weddings, we have it here. For those of us who are interested in any corporate events, as you see, the layout here is just one part of what we can do. You can actually walk upstairs. We have a roof setting that basically gives you the view of the entire New Kingston with the kind of beauty that we represent here as in the gardens. We also have a section where we call our suppliers, where we have a group of persons who are into wellness in one form or the other, have spaces here. So we have the Cushite, we have persons with hair, we have a physiotherapist, chiropractor, a nutritionist. They're all here. So what we are doing, we have created an arena, so to speak, of wellness in the tangible and intangible form. And at the back of the presence here, you will find EG Wellness brands. And primarily what EG Wellness brands do is to specifically research and create products that are geared again towards wellness. We have ATs, we have supplements, we have a supplement that is called Alpha Prostate, and that is for maintaining a healthy prostate. We have Women's Complete, which is a multivitamin for women, specifically for the Caribbean women, and we have Men's Complete, and again, that is specifically for the Caribbean man. And the Men's Complete is one of those products that we have what you call the horny goat weed that we do get great reviews on. So Eden Gardens is not just a hotel. It's not just an accommodation area. It is a composite of different, you may call it, product offering that suits individuals as related to health and wellness. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, we're happy to have Corporate Mingle. A lot of the companies that we cater to for meetings and weddings are actually within the New Kingston area. So it's pretty much, it's being able to showcase different sides to Eden Gardens, from corporate events, meetings, functions, seminars, and so forth. We do just as many corporate functions as we do weddings. So it's nice to have the corporate community to let them know that, we are here and we are actually expanding, in a development. We will be starting a new development in a matter of months to expand Eden Gardens Resort. So we're really looking to now be able to offer not only accommodations and wellness spa, that kind of thing. We're looking to beef up our capacity, to be able to host larger groups, possibly conferences, and so forth.
Well, the expected turnout was definitely met. I think we had a large variation of persons, from different entities, and I think the networking was great. I think it was a good partnership of the different companies, and in all, we achieved our goal was to pretty much get persons together to network and to share the different services.
Corporate Mingle allows persons to come out and share ideas and share mistakes that they already made. So persons can see which path is easier to take or which path is better for them to take in the venture that they're in. So for example, as for fashion designers, there's a different path of fashion designers as it pertains to financial services. There's a different path for persons who are in food than it is for persons who are in cosmetics. So when you come to Corporate Mingle, you get to hear all the ideas that are out there. You get to go back, re-advise your whole business plan. You get to look back at what you have and see if it's meets what the market needs. For the past 7 months, Creative Media and Events have been a part of a lot of expos. So we decided to design an expo for ourselves. So for us to do like a mini expo is for the persons who have businesses that aren't really out there, who don't have advertising space on television, who don't have advertising space on the radio, and they get a chance to come here, set up a whole exhibit, and go directly to their consumers. They get a new advertising space, a new space for them to brand themselves and to meet their customers directly.
The CIBC First Caribbean award-winning security features enables customers using their mobile phone to view transactions as they occur, and they can also make credit card payments in real time. They can enable the alert feature and receive notifications once the card is used. They can set alerts based on the transaction types, whether it is international or online, and they can freeze the card if it is misplaced or unfreeze it once it is found. And this is all from your phone. To get this amazing offer, it's pretty easy. All persons need is to take the 3-month statements, the last 3-month statements of the card the balance that you're transferring, and you take in your proof of address. We need your proof of income, which is a salary letter and pay slip. You also need to take in the 3 months bank statements. Persons can go on our website at www.cibcfcib.com, or they may call us at 1-866-743-2257, or they can visit any of the CIBC First Caribbean branches island-wide.
Your business matters. Business Access TV offers you the most innovative and effective advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need. No matter the size and nature of your company, your business matters. Call us at 876-618-2870 or email us at sales@batvja.com. Business Access TV, serious about business. Cameo brings the creative industries to life, highlighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
Violence against women is a violation of human rights. Its impact ranges from immediate to long-term physical, mental, and sexual consequences, sometimes resulting in death. It negatively impacts women's general well-being and can prevent us from fully participating in society. Be a better human being. No more violence against women. No more.
Have you seen it? It's BATV Live. Live streams of business news weekdays at 7:30 p.m. Stay on point Thursdays at 8 p.m. with our Business Current Affairs show and Weekend Business Report Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. wherever you are. Log on to our Facebook page at Business Access TV or visit our website at batvja.com. Live and at your fingertips. Business Access TV. Serious about business.
And welcome back to Business Access TV's coverage of Wealth Magazine's Corporate Mingle SME Mini Expo 2018. I'm your host, Amita Prasad-Webb, and please stay tuned for more highlights.
So Business Access TV's role here this evening, we are the media partners for Wealth Magazine Corporate Mingle. So we are at all the corporate mingles, we are capturing all the activities, and we're ensuring that it's packaged and it's aired multiple times on the station. So for those who were unable to make it here for the actual event, they can catch it another day. So based on the nature of Corporate Mingle, it's a networking event, and Business Access TV gets the opportunity to interact intimately with various businesses right across the industries. So we get the opportunity to get some brand exposure. We are no longer just in Jamaica. We are right across the Caribbean territories in 13 islands on the Flow network, and in Jamaica we're on all major cable service providers. We have grown and we continue to grow as the years go by.
We're bringing a wide range of energy-saving items. We're all about energy conservation, and we're trying to spread the message to Jamaicans that they can use a little less by purchasing energy-saving devices to ultimately save them some money in the long term. JPS has been committed over the last couple of years to productivity and driving growth of the Jamaican economy. And one of the areas that we see where there's a lot of waste is in energy. The energy usage, whether in business or residential customers. So for business customers, we're pushing energy solutions, which is renewable systems, which are a grid-tied system that allows them to stay on the grid, but benefit from the use of the sun. And for our residential customers, is a wide range of energy-saving devices that also allow them to enjoy the things that they like, but to use energy responsibly. And ultimately, that money can be used now for other things that goes into education, recreation, and generally building out their lives how they would want to live it. We've always seen corporate mingles as an opportunity to talk one-on-one, especially with small and micro enterprises. And we will continue to support corporate mingle because we can see it as only beneficial for this country.
What is your main purpose for attending Corporate Mingle?
Certainly the networking. CME has produced, because you've been to other networking events before, but I think I like the method that they use in terms of how they get the people involved, just the whole layout, and just the type of businesses that they get into the space. You have a multiplicity of different types of like, for instance, for this different MSME sector, which I think is a good broad-based one. And based on what I do as well, it's useful for me to come out and know what is happening with micro businesses or medium-sized businesses. So for me, the key takeaway is the exposure to what is happening in the sector, learning about some of the key players, and building or certainly meeting new persons that you can interact with to help and advance some of what you're doing. So I think that is very, very important. Always being able to keep abreast of what is happening in the sector, who are the players in the sector, how can I interact and benefit, and how can I give in terms of what I am doing to support what is happening in the sector?
Well, JNSBL firstly is the #1 microfinancing entity in Jamaica. We have been around for 21 years, and our function basically is servicing the MSC sector, persons in microfinancing, that kind of thing, persons who are on a small scale business. That's what we do. And we offer several suites of loans. Basically every year we keep on coming up with different kinds of loans to suit each and every unique person or unique business within our corporate or small business sector. And so as it is now, we have our TEF loan, where we basically partner with the Tourism Enhancement Fund, which is a government entity that offers assistance to not just corporate entities, but also to other persons who are trying to do business within the tourism sector. So as it is, we have one of our 5% loans. It's quite awesome, awesome for persons within the tourism sector. So if you're in craft, if you're in transportation, if it is that you are trying to add or to start from scratch building a villa of sorts, we offer up to 25 million for that as well. And so as I said, we partner with the Tourism Enhancement Fund, so it comes at 5%, which is ridiculously low.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On Point with Kalila Reynolds and Dennis Chung. Dissecting the issues, offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Sundays at 4:30 p.m. It's all about Home Sweet Home. Get your half-hour dose of the business of real estate, from laws and concepts to reality, building, buying, or renting. Or what about trends in decor or renovations? Home Sweet Home will keep you up to date.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Every day you wake up, you have another opportunity to make this little island better, safer, a place where we all can be proud to call home. It's time we all recognize that every little thing we do has an impact on the Jamaica we live in now and the country we're leaving for our children. So promise me this, promise yourself this: no more will we tolerate criminals, even if it's our relatives. Tell them they're doing something wrong. Tell them to stop. Tell them no more robbing our children of the Jamaica they deserve. Tell them no more crime.
So Bumblebee Digital Agency, that's it, we're a digital agency. Very new to Jamaica, we started in July. We're the only ones who really offering Wi-Fi advertising on the JUTC buses, Juta and Tropical Tours. This is really offered in 15-minute sessions, so it's free Wi-Fi to the commuters, and the advertising space is available before. So when the user goes on to the JUTC bus and they access the Wi-Fi by Growth Tech, they receive a splash page that just says Wi-Fi is here, and they complete a form that asks for their age, gender, and email address, maybe telephone number. After they complete that form, they see a 30-second ad. When the 30-second ad finishes, they experience 15 minutes of free Wi-Fi session uninterrupted. Other than Wi-Fi advertising, we also offer social media management as well as other forms of digital advertising. So we're really full service. So once you want to do something extremely creative with your brand, then Bumblebee is here to bring the buzz everywhere.
One of the good things about attending Corporate Mingle is that you get to meet persons who are not normally privy to the Nissan brand, and they tend to not want to come downtown. So it's a way of bringing downtown and Nissan up to this section.
What was your expectation of the evening, and was your expectation met, or were your expectations met?
Yes, handed out a few business cards, met a couple of persons, and looking at some of the booth as well. I actually purchased something, so I'm hoping to get a sale as well. So that's one of the good things about coming to the Corporate Mingle, because you get to meet people and hope to capitalize on persons buying a vehicle. Because even though we only have one vehicle at the expo now, we actually carry a wide range of other vehicles. Come on down to Fidelity Motors, the home of Nissan. We have all 2019 models available. The Nissan X-Trail, we have that in 2 packages. We have our pickup, which is a Nissan Frontier. For commercial persons, we have the 16-seater buses. We have those in automatic as well as a manual transmission. And those are mostly for our Juta customers, so they can come on down to Fidelity Motors.
We have Keyman Insurance, that if you have like a business and stuff like that, you can do insurance for your partner, stuff like that. We also have critical illness, because that's a problem right now in Jamaica, right? So we have a lot of 2 products that we actually do critical illness on. Since December, we have actually launched our individual health insurance. A lot of persons were actually asking for that, so we launched that December gone. So we're in the business of doing individual health insurance. Once we used to do group, now we're doing individual. So as an individual person, you can actually come in and sign up and get your card and stuff like that.
Let me add to that. We have plans that fit the needs of all persons, because we have plans that for persons, we have medical plans and we have non-medical plans, right? And for instance, you can't pass a medical. We have a plan that can facilitate that purpose. You have persons who have pre-existing condition, so we provide insurance that everybody can have an insurance policy, whether it's to prepare for your family or it's just for yourself. We have investment policies that you can benefit from, and our interest rate at Guardian is very attractive.
Why did Guardian Group decide to come on Exposé tonight?
Well, because to showcase our products for one, and to show the public how much we care for their needs, and we have a variety of products to offer to persons who would like to come and be a part of Guardian Life.
Firstly, I want to say thank you to CME for executing this wonderful event. I think it's an excellent platform for small to large businesses to come by and showcase all their products. Not to mention, it's just an excellent way to network and have a wonderful time on a Friday evening. So my name is Roxanne Wise-Shirley. I'm here at the Corporate Mingle event. I'm here representing the Guardsman Group. We're actually here to showcase our newest product, which is called the Lapo. The Lapo is actually a Bluetooth tracking device, which pretty much can track anything that you frequently lose or anything that you want to find very quickly. So I actually have it here. It's a small device that you can put on your car keys, your house keys, you can put it on your handbag, a laptop bag, your pet, your child, literally anything you can think of that you want to find. So it comes with an app, so you download the app is free, and this Lapo actually communicates with the app. So if you want to find something, all you have to do, go on the app on your phone, you can press the alert, and then this Lapo will start beeping. Not only will it beep to alert you as to where it is, but the app will actually show you exactly where the Lapo is or how close you are to the Lapo. Oh my gosh, everybody loves it. Firstly, there is no other device on the market like this. This is the first time that this is hitting Jamaica. So everyone is just amazed by it, because everybody's like, really? This thing can let me find my phone easily? It can let me find my car keys, you know? So everybody's very, very excited about it. And so we're very happy to get that response. So, I mean, everybody loves it. I mean, I love it. The entire Corporate Mingle seems to love it. And we've already gotten a lot of sales from it. So we're very excited.
What are the functions of the BSJ?
The Bureau of Standards Jamaica is a government agency, and at this point we are seeking to highlight the fact that we are a service organization helping to facilitate persons involved in industry. The first thing that we do, we help to set standards, and in addition to setting standards, we also offer training in a range of standards-related areas, including HACCP, good manufacturing practices, labeling. We also provide testing and calibration services, certification through our National Certification Body of Jamaica, and the Bureau of Standards Jamaica is seeking to help industry understand the importance of the use of standards to excel in business here in Jamaica and to excel in business outside of Jamaica.
So how does participating in Corporate Mingle help to boost your brand?
Well, certainly the BSJ recognizes, as we have done a bit of rebranding in the last year and a half, and we are less a regulatory body, it's critical that we present to industry and the persons, key players in the industry, what are the services we offer. We are hoping that by being here, many of those persons who participate, who need to access services, will recognize that the BSJ provides testing, provides calibration, and offers training in a range of areas. It really can only help to advance our cause and to improve our bottom line.
Another Business Access TV coverage of the Wealth Magazine Corporate Mingle SME Mini Expo 2018. I've been your host, Amita Pasado, and thank you for tuning in to Business Access TV, serious about business.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV. Prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
All human life is precious. Respect life. No more senseless killing. No more.
It's season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The little leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's Season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
They say it takes a village to raise a child, but the world will one day need the leadership of that child. The time you spend with your child matters. It stimulates their minds and shapes the way they act. Talk with your children. Help them to better understand the world around them and to value what is truly precious. Above all, the most valuable gift you can give them is love. Play, talk, teach, love. Take the time. It makes all the difference. A message from the Parenting Helpline and Ad Council Jamaica.
there, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining me for today's Friday edition of Jamaica Magazine. In today's program, we speak education. Right after a quick break, we visit a few outstanding schools across Jamaica that are producing some exceptional student leaders. You don't want to miss out, so hang around.
Jamaica, I can help you protect our citizens.
Jamaica Eye will play a part in increasing your public safety.
Jamaica Eye is part of an island-wide network of camera surveillance systems designed to increase the safety of you, our citizens. If you have a camera system outside your home or office facing a public space, log on to jamaicaeye.gov.jm today. Jamaica Eye, we're all connected. The Ministry of National Security, creating a safer and prosperous Jamaica.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, August 16. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has activated its Enhanced Vector Control Program. As a result, the Ministry will be carrying out public education programs and media campaigns over the next few months, as well as island-wide fogging by the parish health departments. In addition, 1,000 trained and certified vector control workers will carry out home inspections and destroy mosquito breeding sites. At Thursday's launch, Minister Christopher Tufton made a call to action for persons to help reduce vector-borne diseases and prevent outbreaks.
This is a real challenge that we have, a real burden that we bear as a society, and a burden that as public health officials, as a government, we have to find better ways to respond to. And a big part of that solution is you. You have been selected to drive that army of activity in every community across Jamaica to provide an appropriate response to the Aedes aegypti mosquito and the breeding of that mosquito.
Dr. Tufton points out that the high period for outbreaks usually occurs between October and February, adding that one Aedes aegypti mosquito lays approximately 2,100 eggs per month. He says these facts highlight the need for proactive measures, especially around homes, which are the most common places for mosquito breeding sites. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has warned school administrators that no child should be denied access to an education due to any obligatory high fees. At a recent function, Mr. Holness decried what he says is the emerging practice of primary schools charging fees which some parents are unable to afford.
They are not calling them tuition fees. But whether it is ancillary or auxiliary or registration, whatever fee it is, I'm putting the primary schools on notice. I'm not saying that the parents must not contribute, but sometimes we miss the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is to make sure that no child, regardless of the income status of their household, is in any way deprived of education.
The Prime Minister also urged the secondary school administrators to not allow fees to become a deterrent to students' right to a 7-year high school education. He was speaking on Wednesday at a primary exit profile PEP Awards function held at Jamaica House. The ceremony recognized 15 children of staff from the Office of the Prime Minister and Office of the Cabinet who were successful in their PEP exams this year. During the event, Mr. Holness presented the students with book vouchers for back to school. Over 3,500 students from 17 primary schools across the island will benefit from a numeracy and literacy initiative being financed by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF. Under the $40 million program, the Ministry of Education will engage teachers in numeracy and literacy training workshops, and their schools will receive related textbooks and software. The initial phase will target schools in inner city and rural communities across 7 parishes.
We're glad and we're proud to be a part of this type of intervention that is really putting education in its rightful place and sending a signal, right? That's the most important thing that I would want to come out of this today, that we send a signal as the ambassadors that this is the way we need to approach the education to children.
All the schools will be provided with the required equipment by the end of August, in time for the new academic year. During Wednesday's official handing over ceremony, principal of the Bickersteth Primary and Infant School, Robert Gordon, welcomed the support.
This initiative could not have come at a more opportune time. When we as administrators start to prepare to purchase these needy items for our teachers. JSIF, we want to say a big thank you for this initiative. These are just some of the tools we need to transform education in this 21st century.
In other education news, the Portfolio Ministry is implementing plans to address the shortage caused by teachers leaving the public school system earlier than expected. Permanent Secretary Dr. Grace McLean says this will include using fourth-year students at training colleges on teaching practice. The ministry will also implement a flipped classroom initiative in September of this year. It involves master teachers working from a central location with appropriate technology and broadcasting those lessons to other schools at appointed times. The Permanent Secretary says each year of the 25,000 teachers in the system, about 3% or 750 leave, including those who retire. For those who resign, she says the resignations generally come the last week in August and first 2 weeks in September.
There is no way of finding out those who are going to be leaving during those 3 weeks. So we are putting a plan in place to make sure that we can treat with those who are leaving at that time. The bulletin that has gone out, CEO to the system, is that by the second week in September, they should tell us those who would have left, and we will now introduce the different plans that we have.
Dr. McLean was speaking at a press conference on the 2019 National Exit Exams on Wednesday. Cabinet has given the green light for the private sector to partner with government to implement video enforcement technology on our roadways. The decision was revealed recently in a ministry paper tabled in the House of Representatives. It revealed that government will be able to access the video technology to identify drivers who breach the Road Traffic Act, including breaking the red light, speeding, and improper lane use. An oversight committee will be formed to monitor the operations of the video technology. The move follows the Minister of Transport and Mining, Robert Montague's recent sectoral presentation in which he outlined plans to implement an electronic traffic enforcement system. And finally, 9 athletes will be representing Jamaica at the 2019 Para-Pan American Games in Lima, Peru. Team Jamaica will compete in track and field events and, for the first time, judo and taekwondo. President of the Jamaica Paralympic Association, Christopher Samuda, says there are high expectations for the team.
I'm expecting a medal haul for Team Jamaica if all goes well.
He says there are plans for more diverse representation in future competitions.
We have started fencing, we have started table tennis, we have started badminton. We'll be going into sitting volleyball, and then we'll be rekindling the wheelchair basketball, which we have always excelled at.
Mr. Samuda was addressing a media briefing on Wednesday. The Para-Pan American Games will run from August 23 to September 1 in Lima, Peru. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Here's how we sign the alphabet.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next I want you sign with me.
The Seaview Gardens Primary School in Kingston recently made history when it opened its Math Tree Lane Math Village on its premises. This interactive student-centered area seeks to engage the institution's young learners in math scenarios. Watch for more.
Walk with me as I take you on a journey to a village like never before seen in Jamaica, a village that was created with one purpose in mind: to engage students at the Seaview Gardens Primary School in math. The Math Tree Lane Village was recently opened on the grounds of the Seaview Gardens Primary School in Kingston. The village, which is located off Matherific Boulevard, is the brainchild of math coordinator Denise Reed.
Inside our village, we have a shop area. In this shop area, we have play foods that the students will see in a regular shop. We have eggs, we have water, we have juice, we have basic things that you would see in a shop. Things are wrapped in pound, half pounds, 2 pound wrappings. We have scales, we have food and meats that are like play foods, beef, fish, chicken, that the students will interact with, and these are the things that they would see when they go to the shop to buy.
After visiting the Maths Masters one-stop shop, students and visitors can head to the nearby market.
So we have market day. If the students need to go in, they can go in, they can do buying and selling. We have, they can do weighing of goods, they can measure goods. The goods are priced, so they can do decimal, calculation, addition, all the mathematical operations will come out in the market, in the shop as well.
And there's more. At the very end of Matherific Boulevard, adjacent to Polymath Pathway, you'll find a house and the Math Express bus that journeys to Point Hill, 3 miles and halfway tree.
The math bus is actually a game center where the students go and play. It's not completed. They're to go and play interactive games, board games, games that develop critical thinking like draft, chess, Ludi, things like that. They go and play interactive games seated on the floor. They have a house. Inside of the house, you will see a stove, a table, and those things have shapes. They have geometric elements.
But the best thing about this interactive and engaging math village is that not only was it created for students, it is also partly run by a special group of students known as Math Elves.
The Math Elves are math students, the top math students from grades 5 and 6. Their responsibility is to go out to the different classes to which they are assigned. So they are assigned to grades 1 to 3. They use their lunch hour because we have 2 different lunch hours for upper school and lower school. So while the lower school students are inside, the upper school students the Math Elves will go to the classes assigned. They will sit with the students who are struggling with mathematics and guide them in their own way. Their role is basically to assist the students to understand math using their own language that the students would use to impart the knowledge in their own way to their smaller schoolmates.
For me, being a maths elf, I feel really good because I'm able to influence other children to let them have this strong passion for maths and they want to do it a lot more. So it really it encourages me to do more. I would take the children out to see the math village. I would show them the stuff that are here. I would teach them how to weigh you would see the flour and the sugar and the cornmeal in the shop, and I would use the prices to teach them how to add and subtract and what to get for your change or how to deal with the stuff. If I have 3 counters in this hand, 3 counters in this hand, and 1 in this hand, how many counters do you have in all? 7. You have 7. How do you know that there are 7 counters there? You add 3 and 3 to 1.
and then you get 7. And you can also see them, so you know that there's 7 counters there, right? Okay, thank you. But though the village is a fun place of learning, there are strict guidelines that must be followed by students and teachers.
The students are not allowed to just go in the math village because the things are very small and we don't want them to take them out, not to steal, but to just play with them and remove them and so. So the teachers are rostered to use the math village. They decide when they want to use it based on the lesson that they have to teach. And so they are rostered and they take the key, they take the students in, and the students are monitored and they go in and they do their lesson, they come out, hand over the key, and another teacher can use it at another time. So the students are always monitored while they are within the math village, and the teachers are all encouraged to incorporate the math village within their lesson planning. So at least one math lesson for the week.
For far too long, students have seen mathematics as daunting, difficult, and frankly disconnected from everything that is important to them in everyday life. And so with a village like this, with this kind of initiative, students can come on the inside and they can see in a real way how mathematics can be relevant to what they're doing.
Sign with me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Sign with me.
We all know that Jamaica has some of the most brilliant and talented students the world can find. Young people who are excelling in academics, the arts, and extracurricular activities. In this edition of School Zone, we visit students at 3 institutions across the island who are proving that Jamaica's future is bright.
At Belmont, we no watch no face, we no watch no color, gender or race. Yes, Belmont is our school zone. You can call it our secondary home. Hey, School Zone, it's nice to meet ya. Truly, we're glad to see ya. Happy New Year, I'm glad to say, and I hope you all have a very nice day.
Hey there, guess what? It's another episode of School Zone. Yes, we're back already, and we're so happy you could join us. In today's program, we highlight some of Jamaica's most talented and intelligent young people, starting with the Rhythm Express Band, right here at Belmont Academy in Westmoreland.
Belmont Academy in the school zone. We might be look but a grow, we a grow. We grace them high and we have them for sure. The best school in the West Belmont life.
The Center of Excellence concept came about because the government at the time felt that it was necessary to have schools starting off with some measure of excellence. What we found over the last 20 to 30 years is that those new schools were usually placed among the low performing schools nationally, and the government wanted to shift that, right? So they studied a model out of Europe and retrofitted it for Jamaica. So there are a number of accountability matrices that are here that are not elsewhere. The mentorship program and all the other programs that we have in place really allowed us to see some significant advancement. So we were pleased that we really jumped the ranking in 2016, where we went up to 13th position in the island. And you know, out of almost 200 schools, at a school that was not even 10 years old at the time, you know, to have been placed at 13th, you know that we would have given the other schools a whipping, you know. But not only in CSEC that we excelled, we did so with the CAP program as well, NCTVET program, and we did so with CAPE because we have been the top movers in both CAPE and CSEC for the last 3 consecutive years. And we are the top school in the island of Jamaica for the last 3 consecutive years in CAP as well.
So as Mr. Simpson said, Belmont Academy was a top CAP performing school in 2016, 2017 and 2018. It was also the top movers in CAPE and CSEC. For more information on this, we gathered a few of the school leaders to talk to us about how they have achieved this feat. Joining me are
Damar Brown, head boy.
Naki Blake, head girl.
Rashin Cooper, student council president.
Rick Raby, deputy head boy.
Monique Jackson, deputy head girl.
Thanks for coming, guys. All right, so we're going to go straight into it. Mr. Simpson mentioned that there are numerous accountability measures in place to help students get the best grade that they can get, right? So can somebody tell me a little bit about what are some of these activities that are used to help the students?
Okay, over the years we have Saturday classes, Easter class, summer classes, and maths camp, which student on Saturday classes, students will come from 9 to 2.
Just as how when someone does something that isn't so right, there are consequences that you have to face, such as detention and suspension. The school rewards you when you do excellent by promoting you. So what happens is that if you have over a certain average, I think it's 85, so if you have over an 85% average, in your year group, you have the opportunity to skip a grade.
Within the school, we have several mentorship programs that we have implemented. We have Girls Empowered for the Mission, which is GEM, and Boys on a Mission, which is BOM. Within these, we have highlighted students who we believe are capable of mentoring other students. So students who may have academic challenges, who may have personal challenges. And we, through these programs, we seek to help them to grow, uplift them. It's all about empowering them on both ends. Academic mentorship, we have after-school programs where students who have challenges in different subject areas, we assist them, we provide to them different tools and materials that can help them to advance themselves, both student to student, teacher to student, and teacher to teacher.
Awesome. And what do you personally think about this program? Is it working?
It is working because personally I am in charge of GEM as the head girl of the school, and through that program I have seen where the girls that are the mentees within the program, they are changing, adapting, they are relating to their environment. I see where they have achieved great results.
We as sixth formers are required to do a skill, so it's basically an advantage for us because then we graduate with our CAPE subjects as well as having a skill, so we can work in the hotel industry at the same time we can go to university if we wish to.
Finally, your principal was also referred to as one of the most creative and innovative principals in Jamaica. Do you agree?
We all do.
Awesome.
We strongly agree.
Why? Why is this?
Well, our principal is unlike any other principal that's out there. He's the type of principal that works alongside his staff, his faculty, his students. He's the type of principal that won't give up on people so easily. He's a principal that gives you the push that you need to achieve greatness.
Thank you so much, guys, for coming.
Road code, road code, road code, road code, road code. Stop, look, listen and free. Don't move far, you can do all three. Car, van, bike and bus. Look up and when you must use none. Stop, look, listen and free. Don't move far, you can do all three.
Broom take.
A big side.
Broom take.
A big side.
Welcome to Broom Technical High School, and you're watching School Zone. Yes, after our visit to Belmont Academy in Westmoreland, we journeyed a few miles to the neighboring Froome Technical High School, where we met up with another promising student who is defying the odds.
My name is Karen Patterson, and I am the Miss Froome Technical High School. Well, my family call it bow leg, but doctors say it's blunt disease. Majority of the persons on my mother's side has it, miss. So really growing up, it was not really a problem. Sometimes I would like to play some games, miss, and I can't play it because of my legs. Miss Gregory, miss, my teacher, she was saying that, Karine, you know that you have high self-esteem and you should enter the pageant. But I was saying that being in a beauty pageant, miss, is more about your physical appearance and so forth, miss. So I didn't really want her to join. And then my friend said, go ahead, miss, and so I joined, miss. Entering the competition, miss, I was, to tell the truth, miss, I did not think I would have won, miss, because all the others, miss, when you were there and you see all of them in heels, miss, and I couldn't wear any high heels, miss. I have to wear flat shoes, and I was like, the judges are going to say, she don't have no heels, so she's not going to make it, miss. So I didn't think I was going to win, miss. But on the night, miss, I went out and I was confident in myself, miss, knowing that no matter what, I'm going to do my best, miss. And I went out there and I did my best. I go by a motto that is strong to my heart. It says that my mind is the block between me and my destiny, and my flaws are the pushing force behind me. Meaning that no matter what I put my mind to, knowing my condition, I will try to excel in that area. I would say they should be confident in who they are. Their physical appearance does not define who they are or who they can be, miss. I think that they should take risks. No one knows what could happen, miss. They could be the next Miss Room of their school, or they could turn out to be somebody great, miss. Just take risks.
And just before we close off today's episode of School Zone, we have one more school that's doing great things. Walk with me.
Here at Jonathan Grant, we have grade 9s and 10 students sitting the CSEC mathematics exam at the general proficiency level. May 2018 saw us having 125 of these students sitting. Of the 125, 85 students were grade 9 students. They achieved a 72.2% pass, while the remaining 40 grade 10 students achieved a 62.2% pass. For this year's sitting, we expect even greater results from these awesome students.
Did you hear that? Grade 9 and 10 students here at Jonathan Grant High are acing CSEC math in 1 year. I don't know about you, but I'm impressed and I need to know the formula. So let's find out.
You're looking at a grade 1 math student, and I have this to say. Whether you're a math king or queen, knowledge is your card. Play it, and math will never be hard.
We got ones. Do you want one too?
Ideas blend
when you study with a friend.
To get a distinction in math like I did, you have to talk it, enjoy it, lay on it, live it.
I got a grade 2 in mathematics, and I believe that you can do better than I did. Practice makes mathematics fantastic.
And that's a wrap for today's special School Zone edition on Academic Trailblazers. From the intelligent and talented students at Belmont Academy and the brave and vivacious students at Froome Technical, Karen Patterson. And now we're closing things off with the math geniuses right here at Jonathan Grant High School. Come on guys, help me close out.
Do you want your school to be featured in the next School Zone?
Or
do you want to give us feedback on today's program?
All you have to do is email me at sclark@jais.gov.jm. Who knows, you may just be the next school on our block. Bye!
And you've just arrived at the final page of today's Jamaica Magazine. Thanks for browsing with us. To watch this program again, all you have to do is visit our website, jis.gov.jm. Don't forget that you're able to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Audrey. Have a great weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV. Prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
Lush vegetation, cascading waterfalls, mysterious caves,
all make for an ideal outdoor experience. And on this episode of Chill Spot, we'll get to experience all that and more as we visit Island Gully Falls, formerly known as Blue Hole, one of Jamaica's best kept secrets. Carla Hollingsworth, Export Marketing Manager at Pepsi-Cola Jamaica, will tell us all about why this hidden treasure is her ultimate chill spot. So don't go anywhere, lots of fun and adventure coming your way. Situated in the Garden Parish of St. Anne, Island Gully Falls is the perfect retreat from the hustle and bustle of city life. Something I kind of feel like I need. So let's head inside and meet with Carla because I'm really excited to get this adventure started. Hi Carla.
Hi Candy, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'd like to introduce you to Monique Walcott.
Hi Monique.
And Uncle Wayne.
Hi Uncle Wayne.
Island Gully Falls.
Wow, it's really fabulous. How was the drive up?
Fabulous.
A little rough at the end, but it was nice.
Yeah, but the highway.
And scenic. And scenic.
As usual, Jamaica.
An authentic experience to get to an authentic venue.
I like the way you said that. So Monique, talk to us a little bit about Island Gully Falls. What can people expect when they come up here?
Well, the property in and of itself speaks to what you can expect. You're on the island and it's a falls and it is a hidden gem. This property lends to just exploring and enjoying Jamaica in its most authentic form. It's getting away from the hustle and bustle of what is out there, the commercialization of other tours and adventure, and really coming to enjoy Jamaica in its truest form, which is to enjoy the natural setting. So if you notice all the greenery or benches, everything lends to what is naturally found on the premises
And
itself.
authentic, I really like that. So Uncle Wayne, what can people do when they come up here? What kind of activities are up here?
Well, Island Gully Fall offer a more adventurous type of activity, as you can see.
So I can jump off the cliffs?
Oh yes, really.
I really don't know if I'm going to do that.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Guided jumping off the cliff, might I add.
Right.
Yes. The visitors that we have that come to this property look forward for the rustic appearance of the property. They also like the people type activity that is done here, and that is what we are trying to promote here. A little different from everywhere else.
Right. What are we going to be doing today? Let me ask you that.
All right, let me tell you what I do when I get here. First of all, I have to go by the falls and get the massage on my back
Yes.
because I'm so stressed out when I'm in Kingston. So I come here and it's like my total chill spot.
Carla, I think the truth is, as you arrive, the first thing you do is to take a photo by the cascade and waterfall.
Oh yes, that's true.
Because you always post it on Instagram.
That's true, that's true. And then I watch the guys, the tour guys do their amazing dive.
And flips and stuff,
flips.
yes.
I think it should be the Olympics, so seriously. Then I get the massage, and after the massage, I actually go and I climb the falls and I dive off the falls. Then I swim on the stream and go to the tube, the rope.
The rope swinging.
The rope swinging.
Which she's very good at, might I add.
I hope I'm good today.
So Carla, how often do you come out here?
Let me tell you something. I come out here, I've been here at least over 10 times in the past 2 years. It's my I don't like the sea as much for the salt water. It's my love river. Yeah. And I always, your grandmother say you must go to a river and wash off everything.
Wash off the salt.
This is the place for it, and the temperature is amazing. Tucson is so hot.
Yes.
So especially this summer, I came here and I went to the water and I just.
Nice and cool, eh?
Oh my God, nice and cool. And the tour guides here are amazing people. So this is my chill spot,
Well, I'm excited to know a little bit more about this property, Carlos. So let's go. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, and enjoy the property.
I am sure I will.
The falls.
I'm sure I will.
All right.
Coming up.
Coming to this place makes me feel that I actually have time for myself because I'm able to clear my mind. So when I go back into Kingston, I'm ready for another month or two at work full charge. So this place is like my zen.
It's Island Hour, it's Island Hour, it's Island Hour.
Bullseye for Eyes Summer Sale. Try your luck at the Bullseye and get up to 40% off your frames. Land on the Bullseye and your eyeglasses are completely free. This summer, July 15th to August 31st, everyone is a winner at Island Eyewear. Conditions apply. Call 630-1180 or visit islandeyewear.com. Island Eyewear. Your price, your style.
We are back with another exciting, innovative, and inspiring season.
It takes a lot of stick-to-itiveness, being consistent and persistent in whatever you're doing. That's the bottom line.
Business exists to add value to people's lives. And if we're not doing that, might as well lock down the store and just call it a day.
It's a season 3 of Creating Wealth, Mondays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
As a teacher for over 8 years, we need to realize that the children are our future. We need to love them, appreciate and respect our children. No more violence against children. No more!
Well, I must say this is a fabulous property. Really, really beautiful, lush and pretty.
I must agree.
So who would you say this kind of thing appeals to?
This property, I think, appeals to anybody that wants a non-commercial Jamaican kind of attraction. The place where you won't find too many people hustling and bustling you, and a place where you can get nice ecotourism because the place is so rustic, so natural and so pure. Jamaica at its finest to me.
So talk to us a little bit about your job. What is it about it that makes this kind of escape appealing for you?
Well, first of all, I work, my job is like 24/7. Being the export marketing manager at Pepsi-Cola Jamaica, I have to be talking to different people from different markets, and sometimes you don't have time for yourself. And coming to this place makes me feel that I actually have time for myself. Right. I'm able to come here, get a massage, go in the cool water, jump off of the cliff, and it makes me feel at home and like peace, and it actually helps my creativity because I'm able to clear my mind. So when I go back into Kingston, I'm ready for another month or two at work full charge. So this place is like my zen, if you may call it so.
And what exactly is an export marketing manager? What do you do?
Okay, well, first of all, export marketing manager role at Pepsi Cola Jamaica is responsible for all the brands that we export outside of Jamaica. So the Jamaican brands like Ting, D&G, Old Jamaica, and or other brands in other markets. So for example, Whittaker from Ecuador, we have Grapete in Guatemala, and different brands.
So it's not just Pepsi?
No, it's not just Pepsi. So for example, when you see Ting in the UK or in the US, it comes from here in Jamaica, because we make our money not only locally but internationally. And Ting, D&G have been brands from like 19 forever, exactly. My job is to market these brands outside of Jamaica. So you know, we just launched our new campaign with Casey Fennell in New York, and we're actually going to the UK at the end of this month.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. So it's, you know, getting the brand out there, because it's a Jamaican thing. You know, Jamaica will look a bit taller, but our brands are so powerful, not only in Jamaica but outside of Jamaica. So that's my role, to bring it to the world.
And would you say you have a typical 9 to 5? What's a typical day like for you?
Oh no, I definitely don't have a 9 to 5 job. My job is 24/7 because, for example, if I'm talking to my customers in the UK, I have to be up 6 hours ahead. If I'm talking to distributors in South America, you know, I have to wake up probably, they're 2 hours behind depending on the time zone. If I'm talking to people in the US, so it's like, you know, it's not a 9 to 5 job. I mean, I work 7 days a week and I'm always traveling. Every month I'm away. So it's a very rewarding job, but it's very, I mean, it's a job where you need to, you know, sometimes come together, get your zen, and then go back again on the road.
And what would you say is the most challenging part of your job?
The challenging part of my job is probably getting into like in a routine. I don't have a routine. So for example, like I like to work out. So, you know, I'll be working out for a month straight, and then I say, okay, my boss says, Carlo, you need to go here. And I'll be gone for a week, and then when I come back, I have to get back into the
routine.
Yeah, so there's no set routines. I can't plan so far ahead with my friends or whatever, because I never know when I have to get up and go. Exactly.
And then similarly, what would be your most favorite part of your job?
My most favorite part is when non-Jamaicans consume our beverages. It's the most wonderful thing to see somebody who is not Jamaican, has never been to Jamaica, but they know what a Ting is, what an Old Jamaica ginger berries, or they know what a D&G flavored soda is. It's amazing. It makes me feel so proud to be Jamaican.
How did you get started in the industry?
Well, I want to tell you, I have a friend of mine that works at Digicel, Shelly Kurana, and she got me my first job, corporate Jamaica job in marketing there. And I proved myself to Shelly and Digicel, and then from then on, I mean, other people saw me in different, you know, companies. Carlo Redwood hired me at Pepsi, Catherine Goodall hired me at Pepsi, and since I've been at Pepsi, I've been just moving up.
Growing in your role.
Growing, because I love marketing. Marketing is my life.
That's your passion.
Oh gosh, it's my passion for sure.
And how do you avoid stress? Is there anything else other than coming to the fabulous Island Gully Falls that you do to avoid burnout?
Oh, definitely sports. I mean, I have been a swimmer all my life, so I still swim, play water polo. I picked up pole dancing at Chai Studios, and I do.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Let's rewind a little bit. Pole dancing.
Yes. Let me tell you something.
This is for a workout.
Let me tell you, it's the best workout to build your core and your upper body strength. It's the best, and Chai Studios. Let me tell you.
So will you be demonstrating any of that posture?
If I find something sturdy enough to hold me, because I'm a little bit thick. Yes, that's what I do, sports, and I mean, I do cross fitness training at Spire Studios also, so that's what keeps me sane.
And what would you say is your secret to success?
Secret to success is actually living your dream, living your passion. If you don't love what you're doing, why do it at all?
Right.
You can't be doing a 9 to 5 job and every day you wake up and you're complaining. If you're complaining and you're not doing anything about
Find a new job.
It's a problem. So, I mean, I have a wonderful boss. I mean, Agustin Perez. He gave me this opportunity and he believes in me. He actually lets me do my personal business. I do swimsuits also on the side. I design swimsuits. Right. And I mean, you never find a boss like that who lets you balance 9 to 5 or 24/7 with a personal business. Right. Because Carlo, be you. Go out there. You're young, flourish, live your dream. So that's the key to success. Be passionate about what you do and live your dream and don't let anybody tell you can't do it, because it's a lie, because you can do it.
So let's talk a little bit about your swimsuit line. Did you have any challenges in starting up something like that?
Let me tell you something. Starting it up, I don't think I had challenges starting it up. I had challenges in it, because sometimes, because again, I started this business with passion. Working in Jamaica, sometimes we're a little lazy, you know. So some of the laborers sometimes not to
push them a little bit.
A little, you know, push them a lot, you know. So I mean, that's my challenge now. But my customers are the greatest, because I do swimsuits for curvy ladies.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
and I'm actually going to wear one of my swimsuits today.
Okay.
And let me tell you something, curvy ladies, I mean, they want to show their stuff. So what a better way to do than make swimsuits that fit their curves.
So you're not making none for me?
You have curves, Candy, so yes, I do. You do. I have the large curves and you have the medium curves, okay? But of course I do. I make for all ladies, and I mean, it's been wonderful. So I try to balance my 9 to 5 with this also.
And then, so that means you kind of have 2 jobs. Yes. How important is that kind of work-life balance?
Candy, I'm not married, I don't have children. This is the only reason why I can do this. Because let me tell you, if I was married and I had children, I don't know if I could do this. Right. I don't know. So let's say do these things while you're young. So I'm doing this.
You don't have kids.
Yeah, because I want to retire early. I want to retire by 40, so I can probably be like a man and having a child at 50. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
What would you say are your personal or professional goals for the future?
My professional goal is actually to be probably more business development for our export brands, and not only the Jamaican brands, but the other brands that we do export at Pepsi Cola Jamaica. And personal goals, I want to expand my swimsuit business more. You know, I want to sit on the runway, New York Fashion Week, London, Paris. I want everybody, I want my brand to be insatiable, you know what I mean?
I love that.
Yes.
So do you have a mentor, Carlo?
Well, I have a couple, I mean, from different stages in my marketing career. My first mentor was Zachary Harding when I used to work at Grace Kennedy Remittance back in the day. And Harry Smith at Digicel, one of my greatest mentors. And my boss now, Augustine Perez, is definitely my mentors in marketing professionals.
And how would you say that has helped you in your career?
It has helped me because I have go-to persons. Because, you know, this role was not just created. It's an evolving cycle. And there are people who did it before you, so don't reinvent the wheel, learn from them. Right. And when you learn from them, you're able to make your job, you know, a little better. You will probably make the same mistakes and they can guide you accordingly, because we young people have to learn from other people so that we can get bigger and better.
Absolutely, and if they pave the way, why not?
Exactly.
So how do we get this tour started? Where do we go?
Well, put on your swimsuit first and then we're going to start. All right?
Let's go.
All right.
Coming up. What would you say to women who kind of settle in their careers or who are kind of complacent where they are?
I would say to them, wake up, smell the coffee, and remember, you only live once. You want to be able to live your dream, live your passion. You don't want to have a life of regrets.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, I mean, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The little leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's Season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Your business matters. Business Access TV offers you the most innovative and effective advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need. No matter the size and nature of your company, your business matters. Call us at 876-618-2870 or email us at sales@batvja.com. Business Access TV, serious about business.
Career Moves has always explored interesting careers, highlighting all you may not have known about them. This season is no different.
Coming back to Jamaica, everyone's like, Fizzy what? Fizzy who?
When you find a bright boy or girl in the class and people say, what are you going to be? The parents will say, you have to go be a doctor, you have to go be a lawyer. Nobody says you have to go be a politician.
Let me see your hands!
Tune in Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
So talk to us about where and how you were raised. What was your childhood like?
Well, my childhood, what I can remember of it, it was very fun. I grew up with my mom before she passed, and my dad, and my brother, and my sister. My parents believed in education, so, went to different schools and believed in a balanced life. So I did lots of sports. So this was the swimming, the piano.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we
did together.
Oh my gosh, Mrs. Acosta.
Yes.
And the dance. And it's just, very balanced childhood. Church on Sundays. I actually lived a very hearty childhood. I had fun when I was a child.
And what about schools? What schools you attended?
I went to Mona Purple. I went to Immaculate Conception High School.
No, next.
And then I went to St. Andrew High School for girls. I went to college in Virginia, Randolph Macon Women's College.
So wait, all female high school and then all female college?
Yes, this is why I'm, pro-women, very woman-oriented, And then I went to grad school in Boston at Emerson College.
So have you always had this sort of outdoorsy thing about you from you've been a child?
Let me tell you, yes, because my parents, I said with sports, and then with our swim team or swim clubs, we used to go, different places across Jamaica. So from then I appreciated the love. And actually, Candy, what really made me love Jamaica is when I went abroad to school and saw how many people knew about Jamaica.
The response. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. It's when you go when you talk to tourists and they have been to more places than you, it's a problem. So I made a point of duty to come when I came back to Jamaica to say, okay, let me go to the non-commercial spots and I'm going to discover my island. And so when anybody comes to Jamaica, I can be their tour guide because I know Jamaica.
Right.
Because I'm a Jamaican.
All right, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about your sense of style. How would you describe it?
I am not the ordinary. I don't follow trends. I create my own trends. I find things that fit my body. Because I'm curvy, so I find things that fit my curves. I love animal prints. I love prints, yes. I love animal prints. And I like a lot of bodycon dresses. And I like European fashion, so I tend to shop at stores like Zara, River Island and stuff like that.
Okay.
I love Jamaican stuff also.
Right.
Anything that fits my body. So once it can fit me, I'm in it too.
And what about dressing for the office? What tip would you give us about dressing for the office?
My office tip, oh my gosh. I don't think I follow the rules. I express, because I'm a marketer, I'm not a suit girl at all. I'm more dresses. So I tend to go, dresses that fit my, my shape, but still very professional. And then sometimes where I just want to be me. So I, wear a lot of printed pants. So I have animal print pants, peacock pants.
Wow.
I just think I express my personality. And Pepsi is one of those companies that they don't necessarily instill you wearing a suit. I don't work in a bank, so I don't need to be in a black suit every day or anything like that. So office dressing to me, be comfortable.
What would be the ideal qualities you'd want in a partner?
I'm very complex. I'm not an ordinary girl, so somebody who understands me and support me. Because again, when you're a strong black woman, you know, they'll say, oh Lord, she bossy, she this and she that. No. Somebody supports and understands me so that we can, you know, live harmoniously.
Right, and they're not intimidated.
No, not intimidated. Because I may come across intimidated, but I'm really not that intimidated.
Gem on the inside.
Yes, I fight for that.
How would you say your confidence or that same personality that you talk about, being strong-willed, has impacted your success?
It allows me to be confident in my work because, I mean, actually Jamaica, we're very lucky to be in an island that actually appreciates women. Lots of women are in high-powered roles in Jamaica. I mean, because our Prime Minister, with that level of confidence, you're able to prove to the working world that you can do it no matter what you put your mind to.
And what would you say is one thing that people don't know about you?
I was born in Trinidad and Tobago.
Really?
Yes.
So you're Trini by heart?
Trini, so I call myself Trini Baker. Yes,
I love Trini. So.
Yes, I know. Carnival, my candy.
What would you say to women who kind of settle in their careers or who are kind of complacent where they are?
I would say to them, wake up, smell the coffee, and remember, YOLO. You only live once. So you don't want to die tomorrow and you are just a figment of someone's imagination. You want to leave a legacy behind. And if you're settling and you're being complacent, what legacy are you creating? You want to be able to be remembered when you go. You know, Carla did this, Candy did this, you know. You want to be able to live your dream, live your passion. You don't want to have a life of regrets. If you think of something you want to do, just get up and do it. You're gonna have struggles, but you know, nothing that comes too easy in life is ever good. You have to work for it. So, I mean, women out there, you only live once. Do it. Just do it.
Well, I really love that, Carla, and I'm definitely a woman power type of person too, so
high five.
Love it. But on that note, I'm kind of thirsty. Yes. Are you thirsty?
Oh yes, I want something.
Nice plug, Carla.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Thirsty, well thirsty.
Tell you.
Whew. Yeah, you hit the spot, son, I swear. Cheers for a good evening.
Definitely.
Island Gully Falls. Dion to the world.
It's a good day.
Big up yourself here.
Not only got to observe the wonders of nature, but we got to experience it in all its glory here at Island Gully Falls. And as was expected, I had an amazing time doing it all with Carla Hollingsworth, Export Marketing Manager at Pepsi Cola Jamaica. Until next time, I'm Candy for Chill Spot. Bye!
Ready? All right, start by
action.
Hold on.
Too much I want to say action when it's action time. She a point, you have to say 3, 2, 1, you must say stand by. Situated in the garden.
Just want to go in the water. In the water, I just want to go in.
Ready? Wait, I have to burp. No, it never come. Let's go. Today we not only got to explore. Ready? Okay, and working out. Yeah, okay. All right, cool. Yeah, ready? Never roll the whole time, I waste the foot.
Am I waste the flame?
Yeah, waste the flame.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On point with Kalila Reynolds and Dennis Chung. Dissecting the issues, offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On point. Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Sundays at 4:30 p.m. It's all about Home Sweet Home. Get your half-hour dose of the business of real estate, from laws and concepts to reality, building, buying, or renting. Or what about trends in decor or renovations? Home Sweet Home will keep you up to date.
Pivotal role of the CARICOM Development Fund highlighted at meeting in Barbados.
Guyana's president swears in new chair of the Guyana Elections Commission.
And CARICOM moving to strengthen food safety in the region. Welcome to this week's edition of the CARICOM News Highlights. I am Jacine Dunkley Malcolm.
And I am Michelle Nurse. Welcome to the program.
Prime Minister of Barbados, the Honorable Mia Mottley, and Interim Chairman of the CARICOM Development Fund, CDF, Dr. Richard Brown, have acknowledged the pivotal role of the CDF in the development of the community. They were both speaking at the opening of the 8th meeting of contributors and development partners of the CDF on the 30th of June in Barbados.
The notion of the average citizen in the region being able to play that definable difference in the funding of this region's development is what must be embraced, and embraced with vigor.
We also live in a region that is faced with a number of perennial challenges and constraints, some of them structural, some natural, and others which are external to the region. These include issues such as the withdrawal of correspondent banking services and de-risking by international banks, which have a significant impact on our trade and development prospects, and to which we have been forced to adapt in order to survive. One aspect of this adaptation, which is an integral element of our long-term strategic response, is for us to strengthen our internal economic and functional cooperation ties within CARICOM. The CDF is well positioned as a treaty-based institution of the community to play a pivotal role in this regard, through the support that the fund provides to disadvantaged countries, regions, and sectors within CARICOM.
The Prime Minister also committed to honor Barbados' obligation to the CDF, even as she challenged the organization to find new ways to raise capital to help member countries fund projects.
Barbados will honor its obligations before the end of this second cycle, in spite of being in an IMF program. Because fundamentally, our future is inextricably linked to a successful CARICOM single market and single economy.
The CDF is a CARICOM institution whose mandate is to provide financial or technical assistance to disadvantaged countries, regions, and sectors in CARICOM arising from their participation in the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, the CSME. The institution is based in Barbados and is headed by Chief Executive Officer Mr. Rodinald Sumer.
The impact on the silent victims of domestic or family violence was a high point for head of the Crime and Security Program at the CARICOM Secretariat, Mr. Sherwin Toyne Stevenson. He spoke to CARICOM News Time at the end of a regional forum to refine protocols on the collection and sharing of administrative data on domestic violence.
The high point
I should say, or the most eye-opening moment. You know, that moment when you catch yourself and you say, this is what struck me the most, was a lot of discussion this afternoon that we had that was centered around the silent victims of domestic violence. And by this I mean persons who constantly are in the environment where domestic violence itself plays out. And I'm speaking particularly to our young children, who many of us see as, just being on the side. They don't have a voice, but we don't know how much it is affecting them. I've had personal experiences, and I'm sure a lot of persons related in the room, to personal having seen things that happen where, as a young person, 11, 12 years old, you feel unable to respond. Having to go through that consistently does create a situation that is very harmful in our opinion.
The forum is an activity of the Crime and Violence and Social Development component of the CARIFORUM European Union Crime and Security Program under the 10th European Development Fund. The objective of the forum was to contribute to the strengthening and harmonizing of systems and approaches for the collection, analysis, and dissemination of administrative data on gender-based violence.
We recognize in the region that in order to make informed choices that would be able to help us better implement prescriptions and policies and whatever it is that comes out of in ensuring that our region moves forward, depends very heavily on data. We are as a region, I would say, now evolving in our understanding and our use of data, particularly so in terms of bringing it together in a regional platform where we can be able to make trends analysis, which would move us from a position of mainly responding to crime scenarios, but be able to predict and prescribe situations so that we move from being more reactive to a more proactive kind of society.
The capacity building initiative targeted persons in management, policy implementers, decision makers, and experts from the hotlines, shelters, hospitals, health centers, police, courts, and/or statistics officers. President David Granger swore in the first female chairperson of the Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, on the 29th of July. He presented Justice Claudette Singh with her instruments of office at the Ministry of the Presidency.
I, Claudette Margot Cecile Singh, do hereby solemnly declare that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the people of Guyana, that I will faithfully execute the office of Chairman of the Elections Commission without fear or favor, affection or ill will, and that in the execution of the functions of that office, I will honor, uphold, and preserve the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, and I do so swear, so help me God.
President Granger described the swearing-in as a good day for the Republic of Guyana and reiterated that Justice Singh's appointment fulfills the mandate of the Constitution of Guyana and also satisfies the recent ruling of the Caribbean Court of Justice.
The Elections Commission is not a plaything. Its independence is a condition for engendering confidence and public trust in the electoral system and for the efficient conduct of elections. I initiated a consensual process with the leader of the opposition to identify a chairman of the Elections Commission in accordance with the provisions of our Constitution and in accordance with the interpretation of the Caribbean Court of Justice. I received from the leader of the opposition a list of 6 names, not unacceptable to me, on the 26th of July. From that list, I chose Justice Claudette Singh. The appointment of Justice Claudette Singh means that the Election Commission has a chairman again after a hiatus of a little more than a month. It is now properly constituted and can continue to prepare for the conduct of free, fair, and timely elections. It fulfills the Caribbean Court of Justice's ruling in relation to Article 161(2).
And in another first, St. Vincent and the Grenadines swore in its first female Governor General, Her Excellency Susan Dugan, on the 1st of August. The retired educator said that she was extremely honored and privileged to fill the post.
I, Susan Dugan, do swear that I will well and truly serve the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the office of Governor General. So help me God. I thank you, Honorable Prime Minister, for your warm words and for giving me the honor of becoming the first female Governor General of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I look forward to working with the government, all members of Parliament, and our national institutions in service to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
She succeeds Sir Frederick Ballantyne.
CARICOM is moving to strengthen food safety in the region. Food safety regulators met recently in Paramaribo, Suriname, and identified key recommendations to enhance the coordination of food safety measures among CARICOM member states. The meeting was held from the 23rd to the 25th of July 2019. It was organized by the Caribbean Agricultural Health and Food Safety Agency, CAFSA, a CARICOM institution in collaboration with the Food and Agriculture Organization and the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Husbandry and Fisheries of Suriname. Participants recommended the creation of a Caribbean task force on food safety that will formally coordinate, advise, and strengthen CAFSA's work in that area. The task force will offer advice on prioritization of food safety challenges and how to promote a common food safety agenda for the region, including an approach for harmonization of food safety standards. CAFSA will present the recommendations to the Council of Trade and Economic Development, COTED. CAFSA is headquartered in Suriname and is headed by Chief Executive Officer Mr. Simeon Collins.
Last week, we spoke about a new project to build capacity in the beekeeping industry in the Caribbean. Here's Ms. Beverly Best, Director of External and Institutional Relations at the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, ICA, with more details on the project, which is being done by ICA, the government of Argentina, and 4 CARICOM member states, Barbados, Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Lucia.
Direct beneficiaries we see as the beekeepers, bee farmers. We also see the governments themselves. We also see the families of the beekeepers, and we see a unique opportunity. And I used that word before, but I think it's critical that I use it here for women and young persons to benefit from this project, given the capacity to train these people to get involved in an initiative such as this. And the intention is that the project will be expanded and we'll have other countries participating after the first phase. So we're hoping that the lessons learned from this phase, some of the best practices that we would have developed, would be utilized to even improve the project in the other countries.
We take this opportunity to wish Jamaica a happy independence. Jamaica gained its independence on the 6th of August in 1962. We leave you today with a glimpse of how emancipation is observed in some of our member states.
And in Suriname, and not because I'm from Suriname, but I have observed it in our region, the community. Suriname is the only country in the Caribbean, and at least this part, where you have this type of a head tie. This is just one. A lot of starch goes in this thing.
Oh, wow.
And ironing and so on. And you will see it's tied in a certain way and it has knots, right? There are several of these type of dresses or head ties, if I may say so. Depending on where you have the knots, in which direction is showing, and how it's brought together, it might have several meanings.
Oh wow, I had no idea.
Yes, this dates from slavery times. You know, during slavery, men and women were not allowed to meet and so on. And even later on, you know, very conservative society, you were not free to meet your friend or your boyfriend and so on. So depending on how you would have the knots and how you would tie it, it might mean that, okay, meet me on the corner.
Oh wow.
Or meet me on the left corner.
A rendezvous of sorts.
Yes, or meet me on the right corner.
I see.
Or let them talk.
Oh wow.
You know, you're a woman, you don't care. Oh, let them talk. So that is what it would resemble.
As opposed to to the English speaking Caribbean, emancipation is not observed in Haiti. But what happened? We celebrate Independence Day, which is on the January 1st. As you may be aware, there's the pumpkin soup, which recalls how during the slavery period only the masters could drink this pumpkin soup. Oh, wow. So for independence, I mean, all Haitians would have pumpkin soup just to say that, I mean, just to say that since we could not drink it around slavery, so we are free now. We can do it.
You are now up to date with the major developments in the region. For more details on these and other stories, visit the CARICOM Secretariat news site today.caricom.org or the CARICOM website at caricom.org.
Like our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
See you next time.
Evelyn Harris is a maroon healer in Jamaica. She has spent decades making a living from her knowledge of Jamaican plants and their healing properties. The products she makes from these plants are in constant demand, and she's happy to be able to help others. She is symbolic of many persons in the Caribbean whose traditional knowledge is a rich and often unacknowledged resource.
You have to be curious to learn about herbs. This is dog's blood, and this one is good for infection or black tube. And this one is piaba, and the piaba is what good for a woman who's going through menopause.
She, like many others in the region, can share stories of how her knowledge has contributed to research without being properly credited or compensated. But all that will change as more Caribbean countries are getting on board with a Nagoya Protocol that will protect knowledge held by persons like Evelyn and will serve to preserve the natural resources she depends on. The Nagoya Protocol is an international agreement that focuses on the fair and equitable sharing of the benefits from the sustainable use of genetic resources. It is an agreement that researchers and prospective business developers that use the Caribbean's natural resources need to be aware of.
The Caribbean region has an abundant variety of marine and terrestrial biodiversity, including a high number of endemic species of flora and fauna. This richness is combined with a mix of cultures and traditional knowledge. Also, it is clear that Caribbean countries recognize the importance of their unique genetic resources and associated traditional knowledge, and at the same time know that sharing the benefits of the utilization of these resources can be a way to protect the rich natural resources and bring prosperity to Caribbean people.
The International Union for the Conservation of Nature, IUCN, in partnership with the United Nations Environmental Program, UNEP, And the Global Environment Facility, GEF, is working with regional governments, research institutions, and other partners in the Caribbean to support countries to promote the sustainable use of the region's resources.
The needs are envisioned at 3 levels. One is at local levels, working with local communities and indigenous groups. The second level is the national level, working mainly with government and key line agencies that are going to be somehow responsible to implement the protocol, that have competencies according to the national law and the international legislation. And the third level is the regional level, working with CARICOM, for example, with OECS, other regional bodies like tourism organizations or other pertinent bodies that has responsibilities as well in the provision of the Nagoya Protocol.
Regulations will also be established for prior informed consent to access resources and the negotiation of mutually agreed terms to maximize the benefits of the protocol.
The Nagoya Protocol specifically deals with the issue of access to genetic resources and the sharing of the benefits that are gained from those resources. Now, if you think about the issue of sustainable development, if you think about the issue of natural resource management, it is necessary for these countries, who in most cases are small island developing states or developing countries, they need resources to be able to protect these natural resources that we have, these genetic resources. And so any avenue that is going to assist with making sure that some of these benefits come back in order to sustainably use these resources is something that the IUCN is always interested in providing.
The Bahamas, for example, is a hotspot for access to genetic resources for research and development. But only in one case of successful commercialization has benefit sharing with a country on the basis of an ABS contract took place.
There is a soft coral, which is a wavy coral. It's harvested annually in the Bahamas. And an extract from that was the first source of chemicals which are used today in skin revitalizing anti-aging creams. One of the researchers from the University of California came to the Bahamas and discovered a class of compounds which have anti-inflammatory properties. Later on, over 100 products in the world have been developed from the extracts from this coral.
For practitioners such as Dr. Sylvia Mitchell, the protocol will change the way how local communities and indigenous people like the Amerindians, Maroons, and Rastafarians operate.
The indigenous and local communities have to be part of the process. A very important part that the Nagoya Protocol recognizes in this whole value chain is that there are local indigenous communities all over the biodiversity-rich areas that have, over many, many generations, developed recipes. And when you develop products in the end, many, many years later, creams, anti-cancer, whatever, many times that traditional knowledge has been taken into account, but it doesn't filter back to those local communities.
Several Caribbean countries have already started putting in the framework to benefit from the implementation of the Nagoya Protocol. In Guyana, certain key steps have been taken.
Guyana already had a system in place with regards to granting access to its genetic resources. And that system is basically done through the Environmental Protection Agency. We're the agency responsible for granting all access to persons coming into the country to do research. If persons want to enter a specific community to access a specific resource, they have to get the consent of that community. When that consent is received, what they do is they have to submit that to, we have Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs. And they would usually issue official permission saying the community has no objection with this person coming in to do such and such. When we have that, then we would issue our permit.
For Antigua and Barbuda, much has already been done, as these islands are in the process of depositing their ratification instrument.
This project will allow us to develop our regulations, to develop our policy, to set up our institutional infrastructure to now manage the issues. We don't know when any genetic materials and the associated traditional knowledge are being taken out of the country. We're not aware. It's only those people who will inform certain agencies or certain government agencies that they're taking them out. That only happens occasionally. But in instituting this Nagoya Protocol, in instituting our ABS regulations and policy, we'll be able to finally have a system to regulate this process.
The Nagoya Protocol is helping to preserve traditional knowledge that could be lost as elders die.
Over a period of time, people will come there, people have their complaints, people want to be treated for some ailments or whatever, and people just come to folks who do what they have to do for them, but not necessarily telling them, you know, what is it I have done for you. Okay, if you come, you have a problem with your belly or your back or your shoulder or whatever, you will get the treatment for it. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna know all the ingredients and stuff that goes into it. And even sometimes if people would probably show to you, you might see an ingredient or two that they use, but it would be probably the least important of the ingredient that you would have seen.
As the Caribbean embraces new opportunities to benefit from our biological resources, we look to the future.
I represent 11 parishes across the island which have a membership about 5,000. These are traditional farmers who have been growing marijuana illegally for years. Now that we are on the way to have a formal industry, we are working hard to allow standards to fit their needs as grassroots people while working with governments and agencies across the world.
The Nagoya Protocol is opening doors for Caribbean people.
I do have a dream, and I know you have a dream, that we can make Jamaica the place of choice for you to choose to live, to work, to do business.
We are going for the Jamaica we want. Making steady progress to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals in our National Development Plan, Vision 2030 Jamaica. We have teamed up with valued partners, working through strong institutions to reduce inequalities in our society. We commit to being responsible in our production and consumption, ensuring we build sustainable communities in harmony with nature. Jamaica is making significant strides in providing quality, lifelong education for all, enabling our people to be engaged in decent work to drive economic growth, equipping men and women with the skills to build resilient infrastructure, promote sustainable industry, foster innovation, and utilize new technologies. Urgent action is being taken to manage natural resources responsibly, protecting clean water sources, ensuring access to water and sanitation for all, diversifying to alternative energy sources, conserving our environment and sustaining life below water and on land. Jamaica is making moves to ensure healthy lifestyles for the well-being of our people. We're promoting sustainable agriculture to achieve food security, improve nutrition, and end extreme hunger, putting in the work to end poverty in all its forms. We're on track in achieving our Sustainable Development Goals through realizing our Vision 2030 Jamaica. We will leave no one behind.
And I'm chilling right now, cause we're winning right now.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, I mean, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The little leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Violence is bad. Violence against our innocent little children is terrible. Pretending not to notice when we know or suspect that a child is suffering is awful and morally wrong. In the words of the great Nelson Mandela, there can be no keener realization of a nation's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Think about that for a second. I have a voice. It's one of my gifts. I intend to use it on behalf of our children. No more violence against our children. Make your move to stop violence against our children right now. No more. No more. No more.
Did you know that the average person walks around with 10 to 20 pounds of fecal matter in their colon? Sounds unreal? Well, you've tuned into the perfect episode of The Good Life with your host, Amita Prasad Webb. You'll learn all about colon cleansing today. Hi, Ms. Donaldson.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
I've heard a lot about colon cleansing.
Wow.
And I'm hoping that I've come to the right place so I could learn some more.
Oh, sure. I think you have.
All right, so talk to me about Inside Out.
Well, Inside Out is basically about cleansing. And it's also about letting go. There are some times that we tend to hold on to a whole lot of things in our lives. So we are here to help individuals to know that the beauty about health is about letting go. Many years ago, I became sick. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I came to that point when I really wanted a solution. And doing my colon cleansing has helped in a number of ways. I felt so good, I felt revitalized, and I started looking younger, and I started feeling better. After just doing one session, I realized that the challenges that I was facing was no more. Those big old pussy bumps in my face had actually reduced. My immune system was now intact, and I was feeling very energetic. It started like about 20 years ago, and I'm still liking it because there are other people who are just very appreciative in the rewards that they're getting based on what I do. So if you want to find out more about what I do, then we can go on the inside.
All right, let's go inside, Ms. Donaldson.
Come on in.
Thank you.
So, like I was saying, that I started colon cleansing many years ago because I was very sick. And somebody told me about the Hippocrates Health Center in Florida. They had introduced me to the whole benefit of doing colon cleansing. And I did one session, and just having done one session, I felt very good. And so I said to myself, at that time I was working in a corporate office doing auditing, and I said, I'm not going back. This is what I want to do. I want to help somebody to change their life, because if I can be benefited, I'm sure there are a whole lot of other people who might be having the same problem, and this might be their solution or their way out. I went away and I studied this, and I came back, and it has really been rewarding in the sense that other people were also getting their lives back together. They were feeling better, they were looking younger, and they were now testifying that this whole modality is very useful.
What is the colon and what is its primary function in our body?
Our colon is the end of the digestive tract. It is otherwise called the tripe or the large intestine. A lot of people would refer to it as the tripe. They know it as the tripe. But other people will say it's the large intestine. And the large intestine is usually 6 feet long, which is the height of most persons. So we eat a piece of yam, and for most times, some people don't even realize what is going on. So it's being chewed, and it goes straight down inside of the stomach to be further broken down into a very semi-liquid solution. And after the nutrients is taken out by the colon and the water is being absorbed, then the nutrients and the water will go via the intestinal tract, which is inside of the colon, ready for the blood vessels to take those nutrients and for it to be transported further into the liver. So there are times that some people will say they don't need to do a colon cleanse because the colon is supposed to take care of itself in terms of doing its cleansing. But there are sometimes we overeat a whole lot. And when we overeat, not only do we overeat, but sometimes we snack in between. The body is of such that each time you snack, the body will leave the old food and it will start on the new ones to break it down. What will happen to the old food is that depending on what you eat, it will either ferment or it will putrefy. The same thing as rotting. We are saying that if the colon is supposed to clean itself, there are sometimes because of what we eat, then the colon is not able to clean everything in entirety.
So give me some examples of foods that would ferment in the body.
It's the carbohydrates that we eat that will ferment, and the protein would rot. And as Jamaicans, we eat a lot of carbs, we eat a lot of sweets, a lot of pastries and these things. And we have a saying, before good food wastes, belly busts. And so when we do a colon cleanse, it's not only for the colon, but it's also to help those other internal organs that doesn't have an outlet for themselves to get rid of all of those things that have been backing up in the system for years. You would have noticed that the colon is not a straight tube. It has all of these little grooves and corners, and things can really be able to stay there for years. So with proper hydration, what the water does, it will go inside of the colon, it will pull out all of those waste, and it will also help in the whole evacuation process.
I can only imagine someone having food sitting in their system for years upon years upon years. What are some effects of really poor colon health?
It is said that every organ, every cell, every tissue is fed through the intestinal tract. What it means, therefore, if the colon is not clean, the entire body is also dirty. And you'll find that after a while, if these toxins remain in the system, it will cause a lot of gas. It will create a lot of bloating, a lot of distension. And because of how the colon is made, with the material being able to stretch, the colon can stretch, and it can stretch into what is called a megacolon. Organs, the other internal organs are also challenged. Diarrhea also is an indication that the body is very impacted. When there is impaction, it creates a lot of toxins. Toxins can cause weakness in the heart. It can cause joint pains. It can also affect the kidneys. It affects the heart, the liver, and all of these other internal organs. The pancreas that produces the hormones.
You mentioned a lot about diarrhea, but I noticed you didn't say anything about constipation. Is constipation an effect of poor colon health?
Oh, sure, it is. And by and large is why I see a whole lot of people. There are 3 types of constipation. There is drug-induced constipation. That one comes about as a result of taking some medication and not taking enough water. There is also the common constipation, which comes about because we might not do enough exercise or we might not take enough fiber. And you might want to know that fiber is the colon's best friend. But the more serious constipation is the constipation that is called concealed constipation. You go to the toilet and you do a little much. Okay. Yeah? But there is a whole lot that is left on the inside. And it keeps backing up and it keeps backing up until one day there's a pain somewhere around here, or there is bloating or distension, and you find out that eventually you're not able to go. And some people say that they're having good bowel movement. If you're not having like 10 inches of stool at one point, you are water at the same time, but gradually you can start with some maybe like coconut water until you're able to acquire the taste, because some of us don't like water taste. And 70% of the activities in the body is done through water. So we should ensure that we're taking our water.
Our women are the backbone of our society. They deserve to be protected and respected. Domestic violence is not okay. Speak up and speak out. No more violence against women.
It's season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Welcome back to The Good Life. If you are just joining us, we are talking to Mrs. Debbie Donaldson from Inside Out about colon cleansing. But before we get back into that, let's check out our Need to Know feature. This week we're exploring colon cleanse on The Good Life. Here are some things you may need to know. It can take anywhere from 12 to 48 hours for the food that you've eaten to make its way through the colon. Factors that affect transit time include race, gender, typical diet, and the amount of physical activity. Your colon absorbs about a quart of water each day, so drink up. The colon is full of microorganisms known as microbiota. Because of the important role they play in enhancing digestive health and immune function, the use of probiotics as supplement food has gained popularity. So if colon care is so important to our well-being, why isn't it stressed more for us to, take better care of our colons?
There are some people who really don't value colon cleansing because they think that they can pop a pill and it's all gone. But I will say that colon cleansing is not a cure-all, but it's very valuable. A lot of people think this is a private issue, but if it is when the colon become a cesspool, that's where the problem is. Because just imagine the people who work at the dump were to go on strike. What will happen? There would be a whole lot of chaos. And so that is the same thing that will happen to the colon. It's not stressed more because a lot of people depend on secondary information. They don't like to read for themselves, and so the information that they get is the one that they hear say, this can help, but they never read, right? We have reached a situation, we have reached at a time in our whole experience in the world where people are now taking their health in their own hands.
and they are making sure that they're reading the information for themselves and they are applying it to their daily lives. It's what you do with the information that you get that will help you.
Talk to me about colon cleansing, or the procedure that will be taking place today.
Colon cleansing is a very valuable modality. It has been in existence since beyond the 1500 BC, where the Egyptians started using enemas. They used to use like little tubes to take care of the whole constipation process. But with modern technology, we have graduated into this whole sophistication of colon cleansing. What we do really is to use a sterilized, disposable speculum. And this is actually inserted by the rectum. It is inserted by the rectum, then it's attached onto our machine, and the water goes up into the rectum, it softens the stool, and then it's evacuated through the whole business of peristalsis. So it will create an urge to go, and then the feces will be evacuated. Now this process continues up to 45 minutes, during which time the person is properly draped. We make sure that they are very comfortable, and at the end of it, they will be invited to use the toilet to empty out whatever is left inside of their bowel. All right, so the procedure I've just introduced to you, I would really like for you to experience it. Are you ready to have this whole new process?
I'm willing to try.
I will make the insertion so they cannot see that.
Quick question. Does the organ resist it? No. Meaning, does it just shove it out, or?
Turn on your
side? Oh, Lord.
Bend this foot?
Bend this foot.
Yeah, straighten that one.
Straighten the other one. Okay. Oh, my Lord.
Are you comfortable?
All right.
Okay.
So if you have little bubbles in your, whoa, Lord, if you have little bubbles in your gastro tract, how does the water affect that? How do they come out? Because the water is going in there now.
Yes, it will come out. Little bubbles is an indication of gas in your system. All right? If there's a whole lot of gas, it will trap your feces on the inside. So there's a whole lot of bubbles coming out. And also residue is coming out.
I had one meal, so.
All right, so that is one bottle.
What do you mean that is one bottle? Oh my God.
So we are filling up again so that, and this is a gravity-fed type of system that we have, right? When the water comes from above and goes up, it tends to have it's more effective than if you were to have a pressurized system on it.
How much water do you usually go through? Or 3 of
9
these?
9 gallons.
9 gallons?
Yes.
This is a gallon container?
It's 3 gallons.
This is a 3-gallon container. So you go through 3 bottles then?
Yes.
Okay.
The water is changing color. You're feeling all right. And I know that at the end of it, you are going to be so happy that you did it.
So when individuals come in for their cleansing, do you suggest that they eat, they don't eat? What are the steps that they should take prior to coming in?
Okay, we recommend that if they have to eat, because they sometimes are diabetic, they eat as lightly as possible. If not, they can always refrain from eating until after the colon session is done. After the colon session is done, then we recommend that they also eat as lightly as possible to introduce the foods again into the system.
How young can a patient be?
As soon as the children start eating from the family table, that's when the problem begins.
So it's solid food then?
Yes. I have had children as young as 4 years old that cannot pass their feces.
Okay.
All right? but I normally recommend like they do enemas for those children. Well, you're doing very well, I must tell you. First of all, we had gas coming out, right, which paved the way now for the stool.
We take our final break here on The Good Life. When we come back, I'll be finished with my colon cleanse and I'll tell you.
We are serious about the business of real estate, so catch Home Sweet Home Sundays at 4:30 p.m. or if you missed it, check our website at batvja.com.
Your business matters. Business Access TV offers you the most innovative and effective advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need. No matter the size and nature of your company, your business matters. Call us at 876-618-2870 or email us at sales@batvja.com. Business Access TV, serious about business. Welcome back to The Good Life. I'm still finishing up my colon cleanse. I'm on my last gallon of water, but in the in-between time, we're going to talk to Mrs. Donaldson about the myths associated with colon cleansing.
Okay, so a lot of people are of the view that if they do colon cleansing, it can rupture the colon. I don't know what other people do, but I know what I do. And once you have a good therapist, somebody who is properly learned, somebody who has really been trained in the art, then we should have, once they have observed all of the indication and contraindications of colon therapy, we should not have any problem. A number of persons say they would have lost good bacteria. Yes, you would lose good bacteria. But if the body is overtoxic, sometimes persons might not have any good bacteria at all.
Right.
So it's always good for the persons to clean, and at the end of the cleansing, they can supplement with acidophilus. They can replace their good bacteria. And once you're eating your fruits and vegetables, you will automatically replace your good bacteria. Do you feel like you want to go now?
I do, I really do.
Okay, we are at the end of it.
We're at the end? Well, thank you, Mrs. Donaldson.
You're welcome. Hi, I see you have survived.
Yes.
How do you feel?
I know I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
Yeah, I'm hungry. I feel a little lighter, but I think I'd probably have to wait the entire day out to see how I really feel.
Okay.
What are some things now that I should be doing now that I've gotten my cleanse?
Right.
Or some things I should watch out for?
Okay. I want you to make sure as best as possible that you're taking a lot of water.
Okay.
All right, you need to hydrate yourself more and make sure that you're not eating and drinking at the same time.
Okay.
I also want you to make sure that you're exercising too.
Okay.
And you are eating on time and you are watching what your body is doing. Each time you go to the toilet, make sure that you look back at the color, at the size, and at the shape of the stool. It can tell you a whole lot of what is going on in the body.
Okay.
Yeah?
I've had my first treatment today.
Right.
How many more treatments do you recommend, or do you recommend another treatment?
Yes, I recommend that you get another 4 sessions done.
Another 4 sessions?
Over a 4 weeks period.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And we normally have packages for individuals who are doing more than 1 session.
Okay.
The cost per session is for $4,800.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to do more than 1 session, in which case you have to, we will make a package, special package for you.
Okay.
We also have different packages for the civil servants. We have the Father's Day coming up, Mother's Day. We have so many different packages. You could do your colon with your foot detox. You could also do your colon with the body scan that we have here as well. So a number of things. And the body scan helps to tell us what is happening on the inside, so we can advise you better.
So based on all the health benefits that you told us about earlier, I will be coming back to Inside Out for my follow-up visit so I could reap all of those benefits. Thank you again, Mrs. Donaldson.
You're welcome.
There you have it, guys. This was The Good Life on colon cleansing. Remember to stay tuned to next week's episode. And don't forget, the way to good health is paved with good intestines. Until next week, you've watched The Good Life.
The Jamaica Stock Exchange wishes to help to develop the social sector. To that end, they have formed the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange, which is a safe, efficient, and transparent platform that aims to promote social projects that build Jamaica and will inure to the benefit of all persons living in the country.
The Jamaica Stock Exchange is a company that encourages and mobilizes capital for the main market. And that is the market that is not the social sector. Now, the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange is really geared towards the social sector to help to solve social problems in the field of health, education, about children, environment. Those are some of the things that we consider social problems. And so it is to mobilize the capital, allow persons who have a desire to invest in a social good, to invest in the social stock exchange. It is designed in two parts. In phase one, where we look at social investment, and phase two, where we look at social impact investment. Now, in phase one, really what we are saying is it is donation. An organization will have a social issue and design it into a project or a program and invite Jamaicans or persons within the diaspora or the entire world to fund this program. Now in phase two, you're going to get a return on investment which is not social. You will be getting shares, natural shares, as you would get if you invested in the Jamaica Stock Exchange. And what you'll get is a return on capital, which is possibly dividend or an appreciation in that share. The Jamaica Social Stock Exchange does more than ask for the funding of these programs, but goes beyond that in terms of monitoring, ensuring that these programs are meeting the targets and the reason for them to have asked for funding in the first place. When we look at this new sector, it is important because holistically, if you do not look on the social sector, you do not improve the other sectors. We want to encourage all businesses in Jamaica to have a corporate social responsibility because it is good for encouraging and the growth and development of businesses.
The Caribbean is a rich biodiversity hotspot. It has over 11,000 plant species, and about 72 of these are found only in this region. This richness also extends to the Caribbean people. Their traditional knowledge of the region's varied natural resources has integrated nature into the economic and health sectors worldwide. It has also drawn many to research and use the region's biodiversity for medicinal, cosmetic, and pharmaceutical purposes. For example, the glaucoma medication Canosol is made from cannabis. However, Caribbean islands have fallen prey to biopiracy, where a country's resources are accessed and developed commercially, but the country gets little or no benefit from it. As the world benefits from the Caribbean's biodiversity, countries need to be compensated for their commercial use. Lawmakers need to ensure that their countries are legally prepared to give access to and benefits from commercial use of genetic resources. To ensure prior informed consent and mutually agreed terms of access established by the Nagoya Protocol, the Global Environment Facility, GEF, United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, and the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, IUCN, are jointly providing support to countries at different levels in order to advance towards functional access and benefit sharing. Under the Nagoya Protocol, countries from which natural resources are obtained for commercial developments are entitled to compensation. It also ensures indigenous knowledge from groups such as the Maroons, Rastafarians, and Amerindians can be credited and compensated if their traditional knowledge has been used for commercial purposes. Caribbean islands are putting the Nagoya Protocol in their legislative framework to safeguard their country's biodiversity and traditional knowledge. Let us all work together to protect our resources, do valuable research, and reap the benefits of sustainable bioprospecting in the region.
The origins of the craft of fruit and vegetable carving have long been disputed. Some believe it began in ancient Japan, while others say it originated in Thailand about 700 years ago. However, most accept that the practice started sometime between the age of the Chinese Tang and Song dynasties, 618 to 1270 AD. Regardless of the origin, many cultures have come to appreciate the beauty associated with fruit and vegetable carving. In Jamaica, we can find people taking advantage of this niche market. We go to the Runaway Bay Heart Institute to take a look at fruits and vegetable carving on this episode of Career Moves.
I am Janet Dyer. I work as the Director Principal for the Hart College of Hospitality Services that operates the Cardiff Hotel and Spa. The fruit and vegetable carving course that we offer in the summer is an intense 5-day workshop where persons who come in, we start them out with garnishes. So they're basically taught how to garnish a plate, and all the garnishes that they use are edible, things that can be eaten. Then we move away from the garnishes to carvings. And that is where you take, whether it is the fruit or the vegetable, and you carve, whether it is a flower, a bird, and whatever you choose to carve on that. We also move away from that into what we call surface carvings. And this is similar to where you scratch, because this is where you use the point of your paring knife to scratch the carvings on the outer layer of the fruit or the vegetable itself. So they can basically do just about anything they want to do, whether on a fruit or a vegetable.
There are certain qualities that a fruit and vegetable carver must develop. Janet Dyer emphasizes what may be the most important attribute.
The person must have an eye for detail. You must be very imaginative, because if you can't imagine, you can't draw. And once you're able to do that, you are able to basically transfer those imaginative thoughts to whatever article you're putting it on, whether it is going to be a watermelon, a pumpkin, an orange, a cucumber, a carrot, One of the ones that always fascinates me is how they use the carrot to do the dragon. I teach fruits and vegetable carving, and that is one of the areas that I still am fascinated with when it comes to getting those things done.
The art of fruit and vegetable carving has been modified when it comes to presentation. There are some things that must be taken into consideration for the best effect.
In food styling, there are 4 things that you have to look at. Yes, you have to look at height, you have to look at breadth, you have to look at the color of the plate and the colors of the food that you are going to put together. Because you have to remember, even in fashion designing or anything, how you blend your colors, how you contrast your colors is very important. So you cannot take a floral plate and then use multiple colors on that plate. And it's the same thing, you have a white plate or a solid colored plate. You have to know the colors that contrast with the plate, which is the foundation, and then to build the height and the breadth of the presentation. So when it goes out there, you're looking at a work of art.
Meet an upcoming chef whose passion for the craft is undisputed.
My name is Ashani Cochrane. I'm the breakfast chef, and I also do fruit and veg and ice carving. But I want to prepare a simple fruit and veg carving. So first thing you do, you cut a flat base, make sure that the melon stands. Next thing you do, mark the back of the watermelon. This will prevent it from splitting when you're carving it. It releases the pressure, so you prevent this from happening to the surface of the carving. You create a border. To assist you with the peeling of the skin, you can use a veg peeler. I can use a knife, chef knife, paring knife. We're using basically those 3 knives. The chef knife, you have our pointed tip. This is a carving knife, and this is a Thai carving knife. A specialized knife to do fruit and veg carving. I'm also using it to do cheese. So this knife is very thin and flexible, so it can make precise cuts. What you're going to do is you're going to find the center of the watermelon to create a simple rose. Draw your circle. So you cut at an angle, around 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch deep. Create your circle. Carving is just about repetition of cuts. So if you cut, just cut behind it and the pattern will appear. To make the rose, you angle the knife at a 45-degree angle. When you angle it, you get a more detailed petal. You can see there we have a simple rose. You can draw the letter V for beginners until you can get the more detailed petal. So we start at the base of the rose, same 1/4 inch depth. So do that right around. This is what you'll end up with. So what we'll do now, angle the knife around 20 degrees, cut behind what you just, and pieces should fall out looking like this. This should give the petals a lift, allow it to look more realistic. Then we're going to put a simple pattern behind this petal. So what we do, so you twist the knife while it cuts right around. Here's where you go a little bit bigger with the petals. Carving classes is where they will start you from, because this is the basics. You teach about the cuts, and here's where you advance to do more creative stuff.
We we take students from 17 to the grave. We have had persons here as old as 65.
How we are going with all of that? You're moving?
No. I'm a passport, but come for renewing, you know. But you want me to show me no in that place full of crowd and the long line that take your whole day. Make sure you walk with some food. And
No, man, things improve, man. Them have a lot of drop box where you can use inside. It finishing in no time. Yeah, man, them are done.
Yeah. And some food, man. Right, this. A drop box.
Transformation is happening across the public sector. Many services are now available online. We are building a better public service for all. Brought to you by the Transformation Implementation Unit.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Sure. The tourists them love it and it well set up with the tourists them will buy it.
I wouldn't venture in that in Jamaica, maybe another country. I don't think there's a big niche for it, unless you're working in like the hotel industry.
Banana.
As a young youth, it does not interest me.
It's a talent, you understand? So a man can keep doing it to reach at different levels.
Mango.
And it's good for young people because you can show your skill, get recognition, and as well be a young entrepreneur.
I don't even know what's the market for that or who would even entertain people like that. It's a risk.
Orange.
It's a really good career because people can be paid for something that they're really good at. Plus, it's really creative.
I don't see the sense because when you design the food, it's still going to eat up and mash up in your belly, so it doesn't make sense.
Yes, but it's only for, I think, it's the hotel industry alone.
Melon.
I think there's a viable industry because there are a lot of vendors nowadays that are selling fruits and vegetables, and it's just a creative way to get your product out there more.
Fruits and vegetables is an international thing. It wouldn't be marketable, so I wouldn't really agree with that.
All of those things, the tourists them like it.
I loved it from I was a child going to high school, being one of two males who pursued food and nutrition at Manchester High. It was a love that I got from seeing chefs on television, reading, you read it, observe and stuff like that. I was always creative. My father is a chef, so I got some ideas and I saw things that he did. I love food, so that's a drive that I got to come into this industry. Heart Trust is the best place to come because one is cheap and it's convenient. Hart College of Hospitality Service, formerly the Runaway Bay Hearts, is a place that has a hotel on campus, so there we get our own hands-on experience.
Over the years, the Hart Trust has been able to produce some of Jamaica's best trained professionals. We talked to Mrs. Dyer about the history of the institution, how it's evolved, and how to get enrolled to become a certified fruit and vegetable carver.
We started out as the Runaway Bay Academy for Tourism Skills in 1986. At that time, we started out with 75 students. But within 6 months, we added another 120 students because our residential area had been completed at that time. Fortunately, I was among that first batch of students that came to this institution. We evolved into the Runaway Bay Hart Hotel and Training Institute in 1995. And at that time, we also moved away from offering just level 1 to the addition of level 2 programs. Our level 2 programs at that time involved housekeeping, food and beverage service, front office, and our culinary program. The first level 2 culinary program that we offered was the Commis Chef program. And with the CommiChef program, the students were expected to learn aspects of fruits and vegetable carvings. The CommiChef program is offered in maybe about 13 of our heart institutions. We have 26 heart institutions, but they are not all hospitality institutions. Runaway Bay is the only straight hospitality institution within Heart Trust. We also offer the program during the summer for persons who don't want to come in to do a full program. They would just rather be able to do the fruits and vegetable carving so they can nice up their birthday parties. They do fruits and veg carvings for weddings. So we do offer it in the summer. For the 5-day workshop, all the person basically needs to take with them is a paring knife. We provide all the fruits and vegetables that they work with to carve. And if they have a carving set, because you can get a fruit and veg carving set to purchase, they have the carving set, no problem, they can take that along. But basically all they need is a paring knife. The cost of that course, well, I can't tell you what it's going to be for this summer with the inflation and everything, but we normally charge $6,500 for that course because we provide everything that they work with. Persons pursuing the CommiChef program, there's an administrative fee of $3,500. That is all they pay for the year. They don't pay for textbooks, they don't pay for lunch, they don't pay for use of the library, they don't pay for training materials. All they pay is that administrative fee. For the Heart Trust NTA, we require the persons to be 17 years of age. You do not have to have subjects. There is a diagnostic test that you have to sit. The diagnostic test is not to say whether you have passed or failed. It tells us where you are in the system and where we can place you. Even if a student who does the test does not get the required markings to move into a heart institution, the Heart Trust NTA have facilities in place where they will work with those persons to get them up to the level where they are reading and doing arithmetic at least the 9th grade level to move into a heart institution. We take students from 17 to the grave. We have had persons here as old as 65 who have come into the institution for training. If you have CXCs, you do not do that test. You move directly to our interview listing. You must be interviewed to enter the institution. Because the hospitality industry, we have to ensure that persons who go into that industry are persons who have the aptitude for hospitality. Because if you don't, it's going to be futile. We have now moved the application process to an online process. And it's ongoing. Persons can log into the Heart Trust website at any time and complete the application form. If you're not able to do that, you can walk into any of our employment facilitation services offices or our regional offices, and we have persons there who will assist persons in going online and completing their application. What a lot of persons do not understand is that people eat with their eyes. And if something is not beautifully presented, I am not going to eat it.
Have you seen it? It's BATV Live. Live streams of business news weekdays at 7:30 p.m. Stay on point Thursdays at 8 p.m. with our Business Current Affairs show. And Weekend Business Report Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. wherever you are. Log on to our Facebook page at Business Access TV or visit our website at batvja.com. Live and at your fingertips. Business Access TV, serious about business.
Your business matters. Business Access TV offers you the most innovative and effective advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need. need. No matter the size and nature of your company, your business matters. Call us at 876-618-2870 or email us at sales@batvja.com. Business Access TV, serious about business.
To get a better appreciation of this career, one, you have to do your research. If you research on some chefs that started from nowhere and use their skills and talents. Fruit and veg carving is a wonderful craft. It brings out your emotion a lot. It allows you to be creative and you have to think a lot. Because if you have 3 weddings and each person say they want something different, you have to come up with something different, you have to be very artistic. No, you don't have to be able to try to start doing fruit and veg carving. It's just practice. They teach you to be patient also. Well, you have to have an open mind, as in willing to take criticism, willing to learn, willing to follow and get back up. Because I didn't start here. Where I started was simple flowers where people used to laugh after me and say, oh, that don't look like a flower. But now I can say, yes, I'm proud that after persistence and sticking to what I love, I'm able to do more things than even persons then are able to do now. My experience has a lot of ups and downs. Coming into an industry that you have to be fast-paced, you have to be on your feet for long hours, you have a lot of tasks to do, multitasking, getting burns and cuts and people laughing after you when you do something wrong at times. But at the end of the day, it's a love that you have for your career that you bring you through. It gives you a lot of experiences and also allows you to meet a lot of persons. There's money to be made from fruit and veg carving, or garmager as it's professionally called. Especially I said you have to market yourself. You have to show people what you can do. There are a lot of weddings in Jamaica. They want the fruit and veg carving to make their event different. So if you tap into that market, surely you can make a lot of money. If you also invest into having your own business card and having your own catering company, or you do joint venture with hotels and catering companies, you can make a lot of money out of it. Well, if you're going to consider this career as a chef, especially as a garmager, you have to read a lot, do a lot of research. Make sure you love it, because a lot of times you'll be discouraged, persons will bring you down. It takes you more than the frying planting at home to creating more delicate items, a lot of desserts. You have to, if you love fruit and veg carving especially, practice drawing, man. It's a starting block. Once you start, you can make a difference.
Compensation is based on the level that you are at. If you are just getting into the trade, you'll be limited as to the amount of carvings and the levels of carvings that you can do. But the person who is a full-fledged carver, who becomes a stylist, there are mega bucks out there to be had in those, because these are specialist careers. So I can be a chef de partie and I'm a food stylist on the side. And my food stylist position would earn me more than what I'm earning in my regular chef de partie job. It depends also on where you work. You have persons out there who have done it, who have gone out to work as entrepreneurs. They go out and they work as carvers for weddings. A lot of them end up becoming food stylists. So they would go from event to event, and all they would do is do the fruits and vegetable carvings for those events. And just to note that the food stylist is one of the most, even though it is emerging now, is one of the most sought after persons in the culinary world at this time. The person who is a specialist carver, he works maybe an hour, 2 hours at most to get his carvings out of the way, and he's paid and gone to another job. What a lot of persons do not understand in culinary is that people eat with their eyes. And if something is not beautifully presented, people are not going to eat it. And it is mostly used within culinary. So persons outside of the hospitality and restaurant industry really do not have an appreciation for fruit and vegetable carving. The challenges working in the hotel, I don't envisage a lot of challenges there, because it becomes part of their function in the hotel. On the outside, working independently, I think the major challenge is persons' appreciation for the work that they do. A lot of persons who are not able to appreciate what they do will try to say it's not worth it, it's not this, it's not that. But I think that is the major challenge that persons would face.
Careers in fruit and vegetable carving have already begun to gain notable recognition and are now sought after. So much so that the Runaway Bay Heart Institute has already identified a way to equip itself and meet the demand for training.
Future plans for the fruit and vegetable program is where we basically will now have to sit with our standards unit to develop not just it being a part of the CommiChef program, but develop a certification program for fruits and vegetable carving. But I can only say to persons that if you do not have a passion for the culinary arts, don't start it. It is tiresome, it's long hours of standing, and you have to love it to do it.
When I move on from here, hopefully I'll go for some international experience, because Jamaica, we have our own cuisine and it's mixed with others, but when you go to a place like France, which is a mecca of the culinary world, and you get your experience and you come here and you put your own twist to it, and then you can use that to start your own business, that is where you can make a difference. So when I leave here, hopefully, I start my own business with the fruit and veg carving, also my own catering company where we have a difference, because not only will we offering good food, we're offering good service.
Like you said, why would I carve the food and I'm going to eat it anyway? But why would I not carve the food so when I present it, it's a reflection of me. It's a reflection of the skills that I have. And what it is basically saying is, food is not just there, or fruits and veg not just there for you to chop up and put in a pot and eat. There is beauty in it. And until persons can appreciate the beauty of culinary, of food, of fruit and vegetable carving, they will not understand that if my eyes can't appreciate it, my stomach won't.
Now presenting the Jamaica Social Investment Fund ICDP Enterprise Development Project. Entrepreneurial Grant Business Pitch.
This project is a $100 million grant that's seeking to target 50 small and micro business enterprises and give them training, capacity development, equipment, permits and license towards the development and the viability of their business. We have made a call for proposal in March of this year for entrepreneurs to submit for the opportunity to receive a grant between $1 and $5 million. We received more than 500 applications, and so we have now shortlisted them to 100. So we've invited that top 100 applicants here today, and they're going to have to pitch their business idea to a panel, and of the 150 will actually transfer and win the opportunity for the grants. One of the primary objectives of what we're doing here is employment. We want the business to be able to sustain not only the principals as the owners, but we also want the business to be able to employ at least 2 people. The next part of it, as we do in all of our projects like this, is it provides a learning instrument of how we can engage small and micro enterprises and take them to the next level.
Why we're doing this rigorous process? Because we want to identify the best potential entrepreneurs for this project. And keep in mind that we are speaking about a loan, so we want to ensure that applicants are committed, and that from a sustainability point of view, that upon receiving the support from JSIF, that in 2-3 years the enterprises will still be operational and the broader objective of the project would be achieved. Once we have now equipped them and they should be ready to start their production line going, we'll then have a mentorship component.
It has been a very competitive process. Jamaica is filled with persons with drive and passion. We're expecting that the best will be selected, and then for those who are not successful, we are also hoping to link them to other providers of services, because I'm telling you today, from what I've seen, it is an excellent opportunity. It's worthy of note that many persons coming here today already have some kind of semblance of a business, but they need the additional support to move that business to the other level, as well as some persons that come in with those proposals to start from scratch. On behalf of the JSIF, we want to really thank the DBJ and other partners from UWI who came to be part of the panel, and just to remind you that the JSIF is here and we're investing for community development.